Hello, my name is Dicky. I'm with Kofax. Today we're going to be process that compares writ documents and judgment documents in legal process. We've already pre-processed the judgment documents. The fields have been extracted and the data has been stored. We're going to take the writ documents, send them through the process, have the AI engine classify, extract the data, and then compare against against the judgment documents and present any differences to the users and or send them on the way automatically. Here you can see the writ documents. They're in good condition. The data exists, although it does move around quite a bit, and it's in different formats. But we can send these documents to the process and watch the AI extract the data from wherever it exists and then compare it against the judgment documents. Here we're going to drop them into a folder where the system bot will pick them up and one at a time. We'll deliver them to the AI process. We can also ingest documents through web services, through scanning, through any kind of ingestion method you can think of, through mobile, through multifunction devices. If you can generate a document, we can ingest it. This is just one of the simple ways we can grab these documents. What you're seeing next in the background is the AI engine will be extracting and classifying the documents and then presenting any differences between the documents to the users in this workflow here. If a document is seen to be matching the judgment is matching the writ, the activity will complete automatically and show you completed status here. As you can see in this interface, we can see the extracted pieces of information, the case number, the plaintiff, the defendant, and all the other pieces of information that may exist. In just a few moments, you'll also see one of the other tasks that may occur is a manual audit here, as we see here. The two documents appear to have some sort of data difference between them, and what this gives the user ability to do is validate and/or make changes to any of the differences in the data that's been extracted. So what we'll do is we'll go into this the audit task. As you can see, on the left-hand side, we have the judgment documents, the judgment fields that was extracted previously. And on the right-hand side, we're going to have the writ document fields, which are extracted real-time in front of you. If you notice, the fields that seem to have the differences that the system has detected are in red. The plaintiff has been extracted. We are showing the position. If you notice, as we click on each one of the fields, the image on the right-hand side will show you where the field exists and the data that's been extracted. It appears that there are some minor differences between the plaintiff. We can either choose to make a change to the writ document or just accept it as it is. But as you can see very nicely, again, it's very easy to see the highlighted data on the right-hand side of the image. To continue on, all we would have to do is hit the enter key to get to the next piece of information. Again, you can see that the defendants, as we click on these fields, we're taken right to the data, which makes it very easy for users to be able to determine what the correct data is and to make sure the system is working as expected. The nice thing we also are able to do is pick up address fields buried within the documents themselves, in the thick text and the paragraphs of the fields themselves. Now, what we can do is if we have any errors or that we need to determine or take a look at on the original source judgment, we can click on the judgment document here and see the original amount, which definitely is correct. Go back to the fields and accept that and hit the enter key, format the date field that we've grabbed out the document that has moved around as it would expect to be done, and just hit enter and complete the document. So even when we do have differences between documents, or you do have to do some manual work, we make this effort very, very easy and very quick for the users to be able to not have to hunt around for data and strain their eyes and use too much of their cognitive abilities to have to look at some simple data. And again, while we were working, we see two other manual audits show up in the queue, and we'll just take a look at those as well. It looks like we have the plaintiff is correct here. Again, we've corrected and extracted the data. It looks like the defendants are correct as well. There is a difference between the judgment amount between the writ and the judgment document. Let's take a look at the judgment document and make sure that it is the correct amount. It appears that, yes, that is the correct amount. There is some differences, so the system did detect that there's a difference, and we'll just leave that to the user to determine what needs to occur. We also have some date fields. The nice thing was we can actually even go to the field and just hit enter and just accept it and move about our way. We'll edit the date field. Look at again, doing a really good job of picking up those addresses wherever they are. And obviously there's not going to be any match between the garnishee party between the documents, but we can easily grab that as well. This is not an exhaustive list of the fields. It's just an example of some things that we can pick up off of a document. As you can see here, one more document is sent through and completed. We've received 5, 3 tasks to be manually audited. Oh, it looks like we have an issue with the plaintiff here. And it appears that the original judgment document has a different plaintiff name. So we'll take a look at that. Capital is definitely correct on the writ. Looks like the defendants are correct as well. The amount's correct. Obviously, the dates are never going to match because there's different dates. But let's take a look. And again, we're picking up the address within the document, buried within that paragraph, and hitting the garnishee as well. So let's take a look at the process. What the steps is this process has gone through to get there. So we've ingested the documents, we've classified them, we've extracted them, we've gone out to find the original judgment document, pulled in its fields, compared those using AI, and then presented any differences to a user. And that's where we are now in the blue. And then when we've completed, we're going to send the document on to be stored and sent to a workflow. So a lot of it's going on in the background that's automated, but even when something is not automated, we'll make it very, very simple again for users to complete the documents. And as you see here, we had 5 documents come through. 3 were manual audited, even though that was very quick, and 2 went out there automatically. And then after the automatic process was complete, we sent them to the storage. And as you see here, this is just a simple CMIS storage solution, but it can be any workflow, any storage solution that your process may require. With that, this ends the demonstration. If there's any questions, please reach out. Thank you.